Hey everyone, it's me, SteveRandom here. Hope you all are having a great day. Today's video, we're going back to the old school stuff of just one fragrance review, none of that top 5, top 10 type of list. Today we're only reviewing one fragrance, and I'm going to give you everything about just one fragrance and what I think about it and how it works for me and overall rating and everything else. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, let me know by subscribing, by liking the video, whatever you guys want to do to show me your support. 87.6 of y'all haven't subscribed, and I appreciate the 1% that did, because the last time I looked at it, it was 88.6, and right now it's at 87.6. So for the 1% that did subscribe, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. And for the other 87.6 that haven't subscribed, just subscribe. What are you gonna lose if you subscribe? You're just gonna show me that you like the content. I'll just keep uploading for y'all. Let's get into the video. Today we're gonna be reviewing Thameen Green Pearl. This is a eau de parfum concentration, and it is a 50 milliliter bottle for $150. You can find a sample of this fragrance on Lucky Scent. It's a 0.7 milliliter sample, but it's not a spray sample. It's one of those that you pull out and it's like a little stick that you can smell. It's not very accurate, but at least it will give you what the fragrance is like before spending $150 for a 50 ml. I know that can be very costly. If it's not worth it, it will be very disappointing. So I'm gonna let you guys know if this fragrance is worth it, if it is, and if it isn't. So taking a look at the bottle, it's a beautiful bottle. This thing stands out on my shelf. You got the Creed there, you got the other stuff there, but this thing, the blue, just stands out so nicely. It's a pretty transparent bottle, like you can kind of see through it. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but it really looks nice. It's a small bottle, but it looks kind of cute, and it's a nice color. It's very attractive when it's on the shelf. So that's the looks. So let's talk about what's inside the bottle. You got a nice green, citrusy, fresh fragrance. Has notes of apple, bergamot, green tea, green notes, musk, and artemisia, which is like an aromatic, bitter tasting plant. I just read about this recently. I didn't even know what it was. But it kind of does create that aromatic vibe that does come out in the fragrance, and it's from that artemisia. So before we dive into the fragrance, one thing I have to say is this fragrance is really strong, and it's very long lasting. Really strong to the point of where I got a "you smell very strong, bro" comment when I went into my Uber. I've discussed this story before, but I can repeat it again just for some of y'all that haven't watched my video that I posted a couple weeks ago, maybe. I don't know now. I sprayed about 6 sprays of this, which you don't want to do, just before I went into my Uber. So it was about 5 minutes. I was like, oh, Uber's almost here. Let me put on like 6 sprays. And I was like, I didn't know better, That was like the first or like second time I used this fragrance, so I didn't know how powerful it was. But I walked into the Uber. We had our masks on, so I figured, what's the big deal if I smell too strong? Little did I know, even with the mask on, even with the air conditioner going and everything, this fragrance just, filled up the whole car. To the point where, a minute later, we started moving and my Uber driver was like, yo, man, you smell strong, bro. And then I was just like, oh, damn. And then I was facepalming in my mind, but I was just like, you want to roll the windows down? So yeah, it was kind of a little bit of an embarrassment, but I learned, you got to live and learn. Very long lasting, and also very strong, that it can fill up a room very quickly. Now, talking about the fragrance, it smells, when it first opens up, it's very crisp. It's like hard to describe, but it's like when you smell it, you can almost imagine what you're smelling, and you can almost like feel what you're smelling. It's very crisp, very out there, like it hits you. And you can also pretty much pick out what you're smelling. So when I smell the apple, I can be like, oh, it actually smells kind of like apples. And then when I start smelling like more green notes, I'm like, this smells like spring. It almost smells like, I don't know, a bunch of green, leaves together and apple. And I know it sounds kind of random and whatever, but to me, when I smell this, I can like picture all the notes. It's very good quality. And I sprayed this on a little strip about 20 minutes ago. And now it's like mid to dry down stage, which is when the aromaticness and the musk and the artemisia start coming out. And this is where I would say it leans more masculine, even though it is a unisex fragrance, but I would say it leans more masculine towards the dry down. But I would still definitely recommend any woman out there that you want to try this, you want to wear this, go ahead. And for the guys, it works. But for the women, if a girl came by and she had this fragrance on, I would be like, whoo, I would just be like out of my mind. I would smell her even as she walked by because of how strong this fragrance is. But it smells great for a guy or a girl. So at the end of the day, it smells very refreshing, very fresh in the opening, green, crisp apple, a little bit musky, a little bit aromatic at the dry down. So overall, is it worth it for its price? For $150, you're getting a 50 ml bottle of some good quality stuff. But is it worth it at the end? And my answer to that is I think it is worth it if you like the fragrance, of course. Because if you do like the scent, you're definitely gonna think it's worth it because there's nothing wrong with it. It lasts a very long time. It projects a lot. It smells very pleasant, very refreshing. It's pretty much the perfect spring weather fragrance if you had the money to spend. I don't really have much negative things to say about this apart from the fact that it's a 50 ml bottle and I would have liked 100 ml just because with 50 mils I sometimes like go easy on the trigger, even though I should go easy on the trigger. So I'm guessing it's actually better that's a 50 mil so I don't get forced to spray more, which is a good thing, I guess, looking at it now. Even though I was thinking like it would have been nice for it to be 100 mil. So really the only complaints I have is that it's not enough juice. Yeah, so basically I have no complaints. This fragrance I would rate a 9 out of 10. I think it's terrific for what it is. I think if the price was a little bit less, it would be okay. For a 50 mil, 150 is a lot, but I think it's well worth it overall. If you look at the quality, if you look at how long it lasts, how much it projects, when you can use it, I think all year because it's so strong that even winter fragrances like those dark woody fragrances will get outbeaten by this one because it would just fill up the whole room. So I definitely recommend Thameen Green Pearl. And for the person that asked a review on this, I hope you got what you wanted. I hope you kind of got some better understanding of this fragrance. Overall, it is terrific. I highly recommend it. But I also recommend obviously sampling it first, and you can sample it at Lucky Scent. There's a 0.7 milliliter sample. It's not a spray, but it works. It's good enough. That's how I got into this fragrance at first. I had smelt it through that sample, and I was like, whoa, this fragrance is terrific. Obviously, I couldn't test how long it lasted or how much it projected because it's just a little thing you pull out and you kind of like just rub it on your skin. But then I realized real quick that it does project and it does last a while. So that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know by liking and subscribing, and peace.